Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome, and today I wanted to talk about just a few things in Call of Duty news here, and my opinions on them. So number one, most obvious thing, we have Black Ops 4 officially announced. Now most people are pretty excited for this. Me, I'm a bit skeptical because I know most people didn't play the story for Black Ops 3, but the campaign was just absolutely awful for Black Ops 3. And I'm just I'm not in the mood for another, futuristic game. I like our past game, but I want something a little bit more modern, a little bit more comfortable than World War II. Yes, World War II is an amazing game, but, I'd be okay with Vietnam. Just weapons that are a little more comfortable, just kind of more of the standard style weapons that we've been used to in Call of Duty for ages. I know, yes, Black Ops 2 is a really good futuristic game because it was at the front of the futuristic games when we were starting to get into it. And I'd be okay with it, but I wouldn't. I'd rather something more I know, considering Black Ops 2 is actually kind of more modern day technology now, because but I would rather something more of an original Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2 type game. Something like that is something what I'm more hoping for. I'd rather something like that age, a little farther back, not too far back, but just in the right sweet spot. I really am hoping they can pull back this series, and because to be honest, the Black Ops 3 wasn't a terrible game. The mechanics wise, it was probably the best thruster game out there, but I was tired of it, and I want something like we used to have. And I know we're not gonna get that, but even if we had another Ghost, Ghost was entirely not a very fan favorite game, but that time period and just that style, I don't know. I feel like they could do something like that really well still. On the topic of what I said earlier, something like Modern Warfare 2, there is a lot of talks about remasterings and stuff like that. My opinion on all the remasterings, they're talking about remastering World at War, they're talking about remastering MW2. Number one, if they remastered World at War, that would be the dumbest idea ever, because obviously World War II just came out. Yes, they want to, actually no. I was gonna say yes, they would want to create competition, but why would you want to create why would a game company want competition with one of its own games? So, and then MW2 was also kind of quote rumored to be remastered, and I wouldn't want it. I don't like them remastering. They're remastering, yes, you're pretty much just creating a game with the same maps and guns, but none of it works the same. Everything is completely different. MWR should have just been its own game. Yes, it's the nostalgia of the maps and the weapons, but it really wasn't the same game at all, just because you can't take something like Call of Duty 4 and bring it to modern day, because just what made it its game was that of its time period and the mechanics of what it was and the way it looked. It just doesn't have the same, it'll never have the same feel, because they always want to pump it with new game mechanics, just new everything compared to what it used to have. In my opinion, Call of Duty is still kind of going downhill. Yes, World War II brought it back up, but just in general, Call of Duty isn't what it should be. The community today is just there's no community for Call of Duty anymore. There's the esports community, and that's pretty much it. There's no other community. It doesn't exist. And the Call of Duty community is usually great. I've clung on to the little bit of the esports side left, and I've tried making Call of Duty videos, but obviously there's just not enough to do in the game to where you want to. When they had custom games, good custom games and theater modes, and when they just had fun. There's nothing new and interesting with it. Yes, they've given us Prop Hunt, but alright. Black Ops 3 is still kicking. I went and I played that the other day, and they had Infection, and that's pretty cool, because Infection has usually been an Infinity Ward strictly game mode, but on Black Ops 3 it was actually quite fun. It just didn't have it didn't have the same feel though, but it was good, and it's nice to have, like, we have quite a few Call of Duty games still in circulation. I don't know how well most of the other ones are kicking anymore. Like obviously when IW was out, Black Ops 3 was still in circulation, MWR was in circulation, IW was in circulation. But that's just because, number one, because IW wasn't that good, so a lot of people were still playing Black Ops 3, and MWR was there for people that didn't want to play Black Ops 3 and people that wanted the boots on the ground. And then IW was there for the people that were like, they want to play the newest Call of Duty. They don't care, like, I mean, in all honesty, it was still a very playable game, but it just wasn't finished. But in that light, World War II definitely has taken the main spotlight. There's a lot of people playing World War II, and even there, I know a lot of people that actually didn't buy World War II just because, like, Call of Duty is getting, like, boring, and they're trying to grip onto anything, and they just need to find something new. Like, I don't know. I feel like World War II tried so hard to be like, and Sledgehammer in general just tried to be, is trying to be so much like Battlefield. Like, the only respect that I give, not respect, the only, like, pluses I give to Infinity Ward is that they stick to that, just, like, no need to be, like, extremely realistic. Like, Infinity Ward's games have always just been, like, strictly Call of Duty. And same with Treyarch's games, except for with Black Ops 3, it got a little more, I don't know, they just have that certain type of feel where it tries to get too much into just, like, this feel of, like, you're actually there. Like, Call of Duty is meant to just be something completely different. But on some of those topics, tell me in the comments below if there's any Call of Duty games you guys want remastered. What's your opinion on the remastering? Because I really don't want them to remaster games anymore. Like, I feel like just go make a game like that. Add more, come up with more Call of Duties than 1 year. Because, I mean, like, you're still gonna sell the same amount of copies, but I don't know. I just found it ridiculous as how that they made you buy. They talk about that there's all this statistics out there that IW sold more copies than MWR. Well, in that aspect, it's because MWR wasn't a standalone game until, like, halfway through its life cycle. Everyone had to buy IW if they wanted to play MWR at first. So, like, it's just this stupid statistic. And there's just Call of Duty, get back on your game. I'm hoping this Black Ops 4 can revive the series. World War II definitely did. It made the game fun, but they really tried hard to. I like the headquarters thing, but they're really trying too hard. Yes, it gave you a whole nother, like, area to sit in and have fun, or just stuff to do. But I mean, it's like every other Activision game. We don't need the headquarters thing. Just, I don't know. Just, they said back to the roots. There's a lot of things about it that there's a lot of things I like and I don't like about World War II. It's definitely a pretty good game, but I can just get bored of it too easily. I do like the fact that we're not getting DLC weapons that are just super overpowered, but in the fact that we substituted that out with getting too many of them. Back in the day, if there was DLC weapons, there was 1 or 2 maybe. And just they were either super overpowered or just in general alright guns, but you didn't need to. Like Black Ops 2, perfect example, but the Peacekeeper. But obviously you had to pay for the DLC in order to get that weapon. Obviously in this one you can get that by earning supply drops and buying collections, which I think the collections thing is a good idea, but just don't make it so freaking hard, and don't make certain weapons only limited time things, like in the Resistance Division or in the Winter Division, or what all your division or supply crate things come to. It's like, it doesn't need to be like limited time so that afterwards I just have to hope to get all this stuff out of supply drops. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of all this. Let me know your opinions on remastering, Black Ops 4 obviously. I'm really hoping they do that well. Your opinions on World War II so far in its lifespan, how you think the next half of it's gonna go. It's kind of like already getting down further on the radar of kind of, you know, the thing. It's just becoming the game to play now. Let me know you guys' opinions on backwards compatibility, because obviously we're still getting a lot of games backwards compatible. I wish they would start making some of the like CoD 4 or MW2 or MW3 backwards compatible. Let me know your opinions about that. Let me know your opinions about the remastering and just all the stuff that I said in this video, because I really want to hear you guys' opinions, and maybe I can have some more Call of Duty talk videos. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time.